Hey, what's up? My name's Grant Kanoki. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and artist, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
Hey everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, 3-time gold medalist and 3-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio.
Yeah, and Houston, we don't have a problem because you just made it to the semifinals. So.
No, we do not have a problem, but sometimes I do have some problems.
So how does this feel? It's sort of like the golden buzzer, but so the jury voted you through, right, to the summer.
Right.
That's cool.
I mean, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
At the same time, I had no idea how this thing worked. I was just like, yo, I'm going to sit up there and play my thing. To me, it's not about winning. I mean, it's really not about that. To me, it's about just making music and doing what I love, you know. And also, I met everybody on this cast or whatever.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
So I feel grateful that I got to meet some new friends and new people that I get to enjoy stuff with. But also, yeah, hell yeah, I won. I feel good as Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, I can curse a little bit? I'm in, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold me down live in studio. Love potion. Let's get it. Can you hold me down tonight? Yeah. 'Cause something just ain't feeling right. Oh.
That is just a little taste of this extraordinary, talented young man from Rhode Island. We've got CORY HUESTON, best known as Houston, on this season of American Song Contest that airs on Monday or Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're going to do a live music drop, his hit song we all recognize on American Song Contest. But most importantly, we're going to find out a little bit more of what really inspires Houston, his soul to continue to just get through every day as a music artist, because we all know what music artists go through, the struggles, the determination, the financial responsibilities, the goals, everything to make who they are, to be able to come forward and be able to just bring and share their all to people who need a loving word, a word of inspiration. Houston is an artist, songwriter, and producer based out of Florida, originally from Rhode Island. And without further ado, and I want to thank everyone for being patient, we have with us live today on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio, live on air with Stephen Cuoco, Houston.
What up, Steven?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Can't complain, man.
Your story has really touched many people in a way to where you have been very transparent. You took us on a journey on American Song Contest, the reality of your life, the area that you grew up in Rhode Island. How often do you really reflect now while being in Florida, where you've come from, what you do every day now in a new location? What has that done for you?
I mean, to be honest, as your childhood always sticks with you, you know what I mean, everywhere you go. That's number one. I have the same thing in Florida too. I grew up half there, half here. You know what I'm saying? So it was the same thing out here. You know what I'm saying? So I have a special connection, honestly, to both places. But they were both rough. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't easy. My mom was a single mother. You know, worked as many jobs as she could to try to keep a roof over our head. You know, and she didn't have a lot of help. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she just pretty much did her best, you know. She was a bartender, server, that kind of stuff. So it was pretty much just me and my three brothers kind of running them up, you know what I mean, getting into trouble, you know. And, you know, luckily I found music because it kind of like set me on a different path than a lot of people that I knew growing up went down. You know what I'm saying? And some of those people aren't here today. Whether it be, you know, drugs or gang violence or, you know, I mean, I got a lot of friends in the military who passed away too. So it's just like, I mean, I kind of like, it's like I said in my story, you know, on American Song Contest, it's like, man, there's a lot of people that I knew coming up that just they didn't make it to even be my age. So to me, like, my music has a lot of that pain, a lot of that realness, a lot of that struggle. And I think that's what music should do. Music should portray that. It should pull you. You know, I'm actually quoting Michael Bolton, what he said about me. That's crazy. But he, you know, even he said this about me. He was like, yo, you know, music should pull you like that, you know, and it should tug at your heart. It should be something you feel. So, I mean, you know, where I come from is everything to me. You know, I really relate to people who struggle because I understand what it feels like. You know.
Since the pandemic, Houston, have you found that people have been able to relate to you a lot more? Has there been more of a connection, more of grace with understanding your narrative, your context, and your identification with how you identify with yourself and with the world? Has there been more of a community within the last 2 years that's built around you, whether it be in Florida, Rhode Island, in your travels? How has that community been?
I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, man. Like, I was relatively very unknown. So, yeah, I got a great team, you know what I'm saying? And I've built that through the past couple of years. But really, until this show, people didn't really care. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it's just like, it's, you know, and I think that's why my story is so inspiring, because it's just like, you just don't ever give up on yourself. You know what I mean? Don't ever quit. If you don't quit, you can't lose. You know, if you don't show up, they ain't gonna show up. You know, so to me, that's the best part of this whole thing. You know, it's like I've been working at this for 10 years, probably more. You know, with some successes here and there. You know, I've had to sing some stuff in my old group that I was in, Blancos, but you know, that band broke up, whatever, ups and downs, and then it's like, you know, you put that hard work in, man, and it's just an opportunity like this comes up, and then like I wake up and I'm like famous pretty much. So it's like I'm just taking it all in, man. I'm loving it. I'm grateful for it. But at the end of the day, man, truthfully, I'm gonna be me no matter what. You know, no one's gonna change me. You know, the success ain't gonna change me. I'm going to keep it real and be me, you know, whether it's me playing the song in front of thousands of people, you know, on that big stage, or it's me playing that song in a dive bar somewhere. Like, I'm going to be playing that song. It's just who I am, you know. So to me, that's the most important thing, you know, keeping my feet on the ground and just realizing like, hey, man, all these lights could go away tomorrow. But you know what you got still? You got the gift that God gave you, that you got that music, bro. That ain't never leaving you.
It goes back to that saying, Houston, be careful what you wish for. You just may get it, and you got it. Now the question is what are you going to do with it? And what are you going to do to make sure you not only do not run away from yourself, but you continue to run towards yourself, towards your passion, towards your love, the love of your life, of being here, because you truly are inspiring. You remind me a little bit of Post Malone. I don't know. It could maybe be the tattoo on a neck or whatever, and it's a compliment because I do like Post Malone.
I love Post.
Do you like?
Hey, Posty, if you're listening, let's do a track, man.
Absolutely, seriously.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere and do anything, and I truly mean that, and I believe that. And it is said, timing is everything. It used to tick me off a lot of times. I couldn't stand it because I'd be too impatient. I want it in my time. But what's beautiful and where you inspire me is timing is everything. And you remind me of that. Not reminded, you continue to remind me of that. Being here in this moment with you reminds me that timing really is everything. So you have full control over